Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to, I'm getting feedback from someone. Welcome to Social Media Friday, episode 93. Each week we meet here to talk about what happened this week in the world of social media. Topics of interest are posted on the Social Media Fridays community. And you can post your own. You can even join us here on the panel. We'd love to see you. All right. Our first item. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce you. We have Daniel Negraha, the world's greatest programmer. David Rozam, a copywriter of 32 years experience and an SEO copywriter for the last 12.
Why don't I get the applause of being the world's greatest copywriter? If Dan is the world's greatest programmer?
You can if you want, but don't you have laws describing packaging in New Zealand, in the UK?
Passing off, probably, is the expression. Sorry, do carry on. Don't worry about me interrupting.
That's okay. You can find the world's greatest programmer at writingforseo.org.
Copywriter.
Oh yes, that's right. Oh dear. It is 12:41 a.m. here in Australia. Okay. Let's try and get back on track. Edwin Jonk is CEO of Idest Host in the Netherlands. Edwin can be found at idesthost.nl. And Masataki Wasa is webmaster of wasaweb.net in the UK. He's also a Google top contributor on the AdSense and also the Google My Business community. You can find Masataki at wasaweb.net.
You're confusing me with Tim.
Did I? What did I say?
I'm the Google Plus, not the business side of things.
Did I say Google?
You said Google My Business.
Oh God.
Get the man some
Just for clarification, you're a Google top contributor on the AdSense and also the Google Plus Help community.
That's right.
Yeah. And Tim Capper is CEO of OnlineOwnership.com, and he's also a top contributor, a Google top contributor on the Google My Business community. All right. Thank God I got that over. The first item of general business today, it looks like algorithm is the keyword today. Instagram feeds to evolve into algorithmic territory. What's up with this, guys?
Well, there's been a lot of posting recently about how engagement has dropped with or on Instagram. I can't quote the amount of, or I can't quote percentages and so on, but apparently there's. It says here, if I've read the screen here, it says missing 70% of the posts. Well, yeah, the worry is apparently that people aren't engaging with Instagram to the same amount as they used to. Presumably that is impacting on ad revenue. So they're trying to find some more interesting things to post to keep us engaged.
Yeah. Just what I don't get, where's the crime in giving users 100% of the posts that are being made to their Instagram feeds?
Well, they still get the 100%. But just on, as far as I understand, they're going to mix the timeline up a little bit. So from people that you presumably engage more, they will be more on the top, and people that you don't engage that much with, they are set lower, right? So if you scroll throughout your whole timeline, you will probably see 100%. But for most,
Okay. All right. Okay. Instagram, is it going to survive?
I think so. Yeah, it's quite popular. It's heavily image-based, where Facebook, of course, Facebook lacks images too, but it's also more for longer discussions and stuff. And Instagram is really about posting images, I think.
So they're a destination really for people that don't like Facebook owning their content, and don't trust Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive.
No, I think Instagram is owned by Facebook. So if you don't want Facebook to know who you are, don't install Instagram. Instagram is basically famous for all their filters, right?
Yeah, I think it was one of the first apps that you can use to apply filters on your images and then share easily. So I think there are lots of, if you have a phone, if you have a smartphone, there are lots of apps, photo apps, where you can apply filters and things like that. But they really they don't really have the sharing side of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, whereas the social connection.
Yeah, whereas Instagram is really about applying filter and then sharing the images, and then really liking each other's photographs and images and things like that. Or so I understand.
Yeah, I use Instagram. I have for a long time. I post some photographs I take off my phone, but I don't kind of put any stuff that I've taken with my proper camera up there. It's I think the Insta bit of it kind of gives a lot of the feel of Instagram away.
Yeah, it is a mobile app, and I don't think you can upload through the desktop version, can you?
I'm
pretty sure about that.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure either, but I know someone who did claim that they used to, or they may well do, upload stuff from their Nikon.
There were some third-party tools. There were some third-party plugins or tools people use to have desktop images moved over to Instagram. But those they use the Instagram API and stuff like that. But it turns out that those images uploaded through a third party got ranked lower, or they didn't like that much. I think they even shut down the whole API, but I'm not sure about that.
As I say, I tend to I tend to use it as Insta rather than anything that I might be a little bit more serious about. God, doesn't that sound positive? Anyway, there we go.
Okay, have we covered this one?
Yeah, there's not even the odd bit sticking out from underneath the sheet.
I'll let that one go through to the keeper. Here's one, another algorithmic thing. Twitter's algorithmic timeline is now live by default for everyone. What's this one about?
Same idea, but for tweets.
Okay.
Yeah. The biggest problem with the Twitter timeline is just the sheer speed at which it whizzes by. So, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter whether what order it's in. It never hangs around long enough for me to make any sense of it. Although I suppose I could go onto the Twitter web app and interact with it that way. But I think a lot of shall we say more serious Twitterers have got lists set up so they can look at tweets about Justin Bieber or whatever floats their boat, sort of interesting and sort of not. You'd have to be following a very small number of people to get too excited about this, I suspect. But it's nice you can switch it on and off.
I'd like a filter for Twitter, just to filter out all the people who want to sell me something.
Unfollow them, block them, poke them in the eye with a red hot stick. Oh no, I haven't got that option, but they should do soon.
Okay, have we covered this one?
Except to say, Jim, that I've now got about 18,300 followers.
You are the best, David. You are the best.
I'll shut up now. You can go on.
Yeah, I think you cheat, though. I think you actually talk to people.
I do occasionally, yes.
Yeah, I have seen you on Twitter being sincere. I think that's cheating.
But you mean there's no such thing as sincerity from this corner?
All right. Let's move on to the next. This is one. People with fake online profiles may face criminal charges in England and Wales. I thought everybody in England and Wales faced criminal charges.
ASBOs. That's what we get. ASBOs.
No, only the Scottish and Welsh, mate.
So, actually, we had a good chat about this in the green room before we opened this up. Maybe we could just replay that, or wish we could replay that.
Actually, we discussed this last week with a much better article from the BBC. First of all, people could always face criminal charges when they harass other people, right? And basically, this is an advice just to so that the prosecutors understand online bullying and revenge porns better, right? It's a little bit similar to what happened with the domestic violence, when they wanted to lower the domestic violence. I think there was also an advice from the CPS.
Yeah. The headline of the article was somewhat misleading, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the rest of the article also.
The title screamed, "People with fake online profiles may face criminal charges in England and Wales." Yes, but not for creating and maintaining a fake profile. If you don't do anything nasty or illegal with it, then you're fine. I mean, it's not fine as far as Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus are concerned, for example. They don't want fake profiles, sure, but that's not a matter for the CPS. That's not a matter for the prosecutors. And it's not a...
And it is also narrowed to criminal charges, right? Maybe it's illegal in civil court, but it's narrowed to only criminal cases or criminal actions.
Yeah, well, CPS handles the criminal cases. So it's that. I mean, civil case, I'm not so sure. I mean, if, let's say, someone has created so many fake profiles and actually has caused damage to the company, then it may be possible for the company to sue the person for causing financial damages. That's happened with spamming, right?
Yeah.
As well, companies, online companies, internet companies have gone after people who have spammed because that was causing them financial damages and losses. So that could happen, conceivably happen, but that's not the issue here. So yeah, it's about the guideline. It's not a new law as such. It's making sure that the CPS is aware of what's happening and it can deal better with the situation and make sure to bring charges against those against whom charges should be brought. So I think it's a good guideline. It's a good step, but it's not a totally new thing.
No. Here in the Netherlands, people, when they are bullied online or there's revenge porn online, and they go to the police don't take them serious, right? They say, well, just go to Facebook and ask Facebook for to take it down. I think this guideline will make sure that prosecutors treat those cases seriously, right, and not dismiss them as such.
Yeah, I think obviously there's the of course there needs to be a better understanding among the police as well, because you have to go to the police, report something as a crime, and if the police doesn't take it seriously, then you're in trouble, because the police will have to investigate and then decide whether to press charges or not, and then or send send the documents to the CPS, and then CPS has to decide whether to prosecute the person or not. And so this kind of thing requires understanding both at the level of the police and also the prosecutors. So I think the police the police are getting better at dealing with these issues, because I think it is more widely known. These issues are more widely known and talked about, and hopefully this aligns sort of everyone. So it increases the awareness among victims, so they can come forward and knowing that they will be treated seriously and not be dismissed. And the police will take it seriously, and then investigate the issue and send it off, send it over to the CPS, and the CPS will take it seriously, so that if there is sufficient grounds to prosecute someone, they do so. So I think I think it's a good thing, and I don't think this should be taken in isolation. It should be a whole sort of series of things, stages that are involved, and it's just one piece in that big chain of events.
Yeah. Law enforcement hasn't kept up, has it? I mean, the same protections should apply online as well as offline, and there really isn't an interface for people online to connect with law enforcement.
Yeah, I think and of course the police will have to investigate, and in many cases these kind of harassment cases involve people who know each other in the real world. So they tend to know each other, they tend to live in the same country, they tend to live in the same area even. So the police, if police takes this seriously, then it can investigate, and it should investigate. But sometimes this can be very difficult, because the online harassment may not just be an extension of harassment in real life, but it might be totally online, in which case the perpetrator might be in a different country, somewhere far away, and that can make things difficult. But I think law enforcement is taking things more seriously now. I think there is a better awareness of the issue.
Well, their job should be a lot easier, because there's a recording. Like in the real world, it can often be a matter of he said, she said. But with online harassment, the evidence trail is there. It's a finite thing. It's actually recorded and available to be replayed.
Yeah, but you still need to have a confession, right? You still need to connect those posts to a real person. So in most cases, it is the perpetrator says, "Well, I did post that," and then that's basically confession for everything else. But that last connection can be quite hard, especially with if people are using Tor, right, to hide their identity. But if most people aren't that well educated or smart, and they just use their own IP address at home, so that can be traced. And then it will be easier, of course. Unless there are living multiple people in the same house, then you still have to make sure that that particular person did post that particular post. Or has that particular fake account.
Yeah, I think that's the issue, isn't it? You have to connect it to the person.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, I know what happens when I click this button. It'll say, "Thank you for watching." Is there anything else we should discuss before I do that? All right. Look, we appreciate your interest in what we do. we'll be back at the same time next week to do this all again. But for now, it's good night.